Now that your brand has a foundation, you need to decide how you want to position your brand. Positioning is the core of your brand and its strategy. If done correctly, how you choose to position your brand will define your brand in the mind of your target audience. Positioning consists of three things. They are your audience, so who your brand wants to appeal to, including their fears, beliefs, and behaviors. Your company's competition, so other existing options available to your target audience in the marketplace. And your differentiator, which is what makes you different from your competitors. Now, to get a better idea of the importance of positioning, let me ask you a question. Think of 3 luxury car manufacturers. Who came to mind? Most likely you thought of brands like Mercedes, BMW, or Audi. To you, the brands that automatically came to your mind occupy a position in your mind that resonates with the term luxury. Though this is a fairly simple summation of the term, it is a good one.
Now, how you choose to position your brand can influence an audience ideal of the brand. But in the end, positioning happens in the mind of the actual consumer, independent of the brand itself. This is because, like mentioned when discussing core values, individuals are different. These differences span across demographics, lifestyle, psychographics, and their experiences. Now, to give an example of this, think of the car maker Toyota. In Japan, all Toyota's cars are just Toyota. People in Japan see them as such. They see them as just another Toyota. On the other hand, here in the US, we don't see all Toyotas as Toyotas because of the way the brand positioned itself. And based on our own paradigms, we see Toyotas as a Toyota mid-brand car, while on the other hand, we see Lexus as more of a luxury car. We can use Toyota and Lexus again as an example because even here in the US, there are those who are in a higher income bracket who, like residents in Japan, even with a Lexus, they don't see a Lexus as a luxury car. They see it as more of a mid-brand car, like a Toyota. To them, luxury is a lot higher, like a Maserati or an Alfa Romeo. So considering this, you may then be like, well, how am I to properly position my brand? Simple. Thing is, you're not trying to target everyone. You're going to have a select target audience. So you then will work to position your brand in a way that your target audience remembers your company based on what it is you want your company to be known for. The easiest way to do this is to start by taking one idea. So not one product or one service, rather one idea. And it's going to be one idea that you do better than your competitors. Doing it this way will separate your brand from your competitors, allowing your brand to stand out. So now let's dive into the next steps needed then to help your brand stand out. This day and age, the way a brand communicates with their audience is the same way people communicate with each other. This means that as you brand yourself, you will have an understanding of your audience that resonates with them. You will be able to resonate with them because you will have completed research that helps you to better understand their lives, their emotions, and more specifically, their problem that you have a resolution with your business. Now, some of you may have even balked at the word research, but it really, if you want to understand your customers, it's necessary. You need to get to know your target audience on a personal level.
A way to do this is to build an audience persona. An audience persona is a fictional representation of your ideal customer. So you will take into consideration things like their demographics as well as their psychographics, which is their behaviors. Doing this will allow you to be able to better group together the people who are more likely to want or need your solution. So your products or services that your business offers based on their current circumstances. Demographics includes things like their age, gender, income, location, marital status, education level, occupation, etc. There's psychographics, which as mentioned is their behaviors, and includes things such as the car they choose to drive, their interests like music or movies, also the clothing brands they choose to use or pastimes they choose to participate in.
So, how do you gather this information? That really is dependent on your budget. Some companies actually set aside a budget and hire a company to do the market research for them. For those that have a smaller budget to work with for their business, not to fear. Thankfully, living in a digital age, it now actually is a lot easier to collect information on your target audience than it was, say, 10 or 20 years ago. You can use social sites such as Facebook and LinkedIn to gather information like on their social or environmental causes that they are interested in, the types of groups they choose to participate in, the type of jargon they use to communicate throughout their posts, their work life, their interests, including movies and music, and so on. So you may be saying right now, that's great, Bettina, but how do I find these people to even gather information? Easy. Check out the social media pages of your established competitors and go through their followers. Yes, this is time consuming, but look at it like this. These followers of your competitors that you're researching could potentially turn into your customers. So it's worth it in the end. And then in a later section, actually, just so you know, we will be covering how to find your competitors. Now, once you have a website with analytics like Google Analytics installed, then you can use the information provided from the analytics to also gain a lot of insight on the demographics of your website visitors. Another thing you want to do when defining your target audience is finding out how they feel about your competitors. So, what makes them happy about your competitors? What makes them upset? To do this, you can check out the reviews section on Facebook. You can also check out review sites like Yelp, Trustpilot, TripAdvisor, Glassdoor, the Better Business Bureau, Consumer Reports, or Google My Business. Reviews that you find generally will fall under one of two categories. They will either be happy and satisfied, or they will be upset and frustrated. This information, though, is beneficial to you because it gives you insight into your target audience's emotions, their fears, their desires, their frustrations, etc. Now, to help you with this, what you're going to do now is actually open the included page or the included worksheet called Audience Persona. While you're doing research, you can reference this actual worksheet. So you can start to take notes of patterns and averages that you come across in regards to your target audience. What you end up with will be your target audience's persona. So at the bottom of the worksheet, you will see 12 archetypes. These are the 12 archetypes that were developed by Carl Jung. Being able to find the archetype of your ideal customer will help you to be able to better market to them. So let's take a look at the archetypes now.